give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, we've got the Alive Church Xfinity Series, Live Fully Alive. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Adam the Bulldog Newton. And we are looking at good old Gateway tonight, Adam.
Yeah, it ought to be a fun race tonight. It's good to have everybody on this Sunday night. And looks like we're going to have a hot day at the good old Gateway track.
Definitely. I mean, you look at this track, Adam, very unique, two distinctly different corners. How do you handle this place here tonight?
Well, if you got a drink, you might want to take one. No, you got to be delicate on the throttle and time your shifts. I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, this place is notorious for brake lockup. It's tight 1 minute, loose on the next minute. I mean, we've seen a ton of wrecks coming off of turn 2 here, and you got to be easy on the throttle when you come off the corner.
Well, especially with the shifting, right, Adam? I mean, not only do you have to be careful to throttle through that shifting and downshifting, but you really got to get your shifting points. They got to be correct as well.
Yeah, they got to be on the money, and you can't get complacent. I was leading a race here several seasons ago, got complacent in the lead and wrecked coming off of 3 and threw the race away. So even if you get a lead and get out front, we see several of the top names are fast tonight. Jorge Leal looks like he's got the pole. You got to stay in rhythm and be on your game the whole race.
Yeah. Speaking of leads, Lance Ripka got himself a nice lead in the championship. Darren Bruce, Adam Recker, Jason Jackson. I don't know if these quite updated. I thought we updated these already, but maybe not quite yet. Nonetheless, Jason Jackson 4th. I think he's actually in 2nd at this point. Ratliff, Spear, Jason Ratliff, Michael Fleming, Claus Williams, and Rachel Hunt unofficially in the top 10. See if we get a little update here, and I think this is more updated. We have a little updated points there, so you can have a quick look at those. But Adam, this is the type of place where someone can come up here, if they spend time shifting, learning the track, you can make up a lot of points at a place like Gateway.
Oh, you can, and I was just looking through the message board. We ain't gonna have Big Possum here tonight. Just wanted to give him a shout out on his anniversary weekend. Congratulations to them on their anniversary, and it was good to see Paul Travis is back in the race tonight, and we got TJ back tonight. Yeah, we got some surprise people up front. Ottaviani's mid-pack tonight. Spear Chucker, Jason Spear, excuse me. He's in 12th tonight, starting off, but he almost won this thing on fuel strategy. Remember that race, team?
Yeah, I think I do, and look for him to do something similar here tonight. But what I'm noticing is these paint jobs. Looking at Michael Fleming right now as he comes down through the grass, and there's Darren Bruce. Someone's been doing a lot of painting around here.
Yeah, somebody has been super busy here recently. I mean, and look at it on the side of that car. It's got the Warden on it. How cool is that?
Love it. Love it. The Warden looking to do something. He'll be a little further back, I believe, from the starting. Something we're going to get into right here shortly. So you take this beautiful overhead. See a little inside track there. What do you call that track, Adam? What's that? Is that a little go-kart track in there?
Yeah, it's a little go-kart track, but this track also has a inside road course that nobody knows about. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Little sneaky inside road course. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. It's Jorge Leal out front with a time of 34.505. TJ Rogers will start on the outside of row one with an identical time. My goodness. Eric Beller and Paul Travis will be in row number 2. Row 3, going to be Rick Thompson and Claus Williams. Row 4, Tony Ratliff, Michael Ottoviani. Rachel Hunt will start 9th. Darren Bruce in 10th. Troy Torgerson and Jason Spear will start in row number 6. A little further back, Jason Jackson, Lance Ripka, our points leader, 14th. Tom Ashley and James A. Bear in row 8. Herb Ashley, Adam Kulikowski starting in row 9. Michael Fleming and Michael Spear in row 10. 21st is a Toad Man, Todd Gilly, and Corey Buskirk 22nd. Paris and Williams in the top 24. Whiting, Rincon, LaPrime, and Dibble round out a 28-car field.
You know, tonight, well, while you were calling out the names, several individuals got new paint schemes tonight. In field, Jason Spear, Darren Bruce, let's see, Herb Ashley's got a new scheme. Michael Fleming's got a new scheme. Ricky Williams has got one. I mean, it's several guys. Like to see the artwork. They look really nice.
I like to see the artwork. Perhaps will confuse us up in the booth, though, but we'll have some fun with it here tonight. Pace car off the track. Boys ready to go. Green flag racing here in the Gateway 225. Green flag down and away. Good start on the outside by TJ Rogers. He's going to contend going down into one.
Yeah, Jorge Leal got a good start, but TJ ain't letting him get away too soon. Look at that high line. Just like in the real race this weekend, Dean. High line prevails coming off the corner.
Yeah, great job by TJ there. That is a stellar start, and he takes the lead right out of the chute. Beller underneath of Claus Williams here, trying to take that spot. Williams trying to fight back. That's for 4th and 5th. They'll get in line. A little further back, Hunt and the Warden going at it.
Yeah, Big Smile was looking pretty sporty tonight.
Yeah, I happened to race a little bit at Gateway with Miss Rachel Hunt, and I can tell you, she's familiar with the track. She knows how to run this place, so watch out for her here tonight. A little further up, Tony Ratliff was taking a peek, nothing doing. Now it's Rick Thompson underneath the Warden.
Yeah, as we were just watching right there, George Rincon, man, he hit the wall hard coming off that corner. It shook up the car, but it didn't look like it's too bad right now.
There it is, Rincon. Let's look up front. TJ Rogers just set the fastest lap of the race. Leal hanging right with him. Go much further back in the little wreck back there, Ricky Williams and others. Looks like Dibble comes through. LaPrime is through. Rincon survives. Whiting comes out of the grass, and Williams spinning it around.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in the keys to the race, is that you got to have your drive down coming off that corner and be easy on that throttle. You'll spin out in a hurry. It looks like Rincon's got some nose damage on the front, as you see Thompson getting loose right there as well.
Yeah, he definitely, a little too much power. We talked about that. Here comes the Warden along with Ottoviani as they try and pick up a spot here on Rachel Hunt.
Yeah, I like the way Rachel's driving right now. I like that high line. You get a really, really good run coming down the straightaways with that.
Yeah, the key to the high line is to not be too high. Get those lefts on that tar strip. That's not really too high of a line, but the more you get away from it, the harder it is, Adam.
It is, and you know, the key tonight, it not only, you know, you can't overdrive these corners the first 25 laps. If you do that, you're going to burn your tires right off the car, as we see, you know, right now, Paul is. It's good to see him back tonight, recovering from his shoulder surgery and whatnot. He's looking pretty sporty tonight, but yeah, just seeing like several guys are taking the low line approach. Several guys are taking that middle line. I know, myself and you, we like to take that low line to get that launch off the corner.
Yeah, and it's all about being smooth here, Adam. I mean, you just can't get the car loose. You heard me say it a million times. Not even a single time, right? Let's keep that car under us. But I think these guys out front doing a nice job. And there is Paul Travis that you just mentioned. Like you said, very good to see him out here. You got that sharp looking paint. Boy, he's sideways. That's a bad shift, I think, Adam. You shift early like that, that rear end will kick out on you.
It will, and really quickly. But for the first group, I think one of the other things we're looking tonight, pit window. Right now, if you're shifting, you're going to be burning more gas. So right now, pit window's looking anywhere from 72 to 85 laps, depending on who is shifting and who isn't. But it looks right now that status quo is to shift. That's the fastest way around.
Well, I was going to ask you that, Adam. Is there something you can do? Like, for instance, normally at this track, through 3 and 4, you can get away with just rolling along in 4th gear for, quite a while, maybe 20 laps or so. Is that hold true here tonight?
Yeah, I like to leave it in 4th gear completely the whole time in 3 and 4 for one reason. You're not burning up the tires. If you try to shift in 3 and 4 off, constantly, you're not only going to start pushing on entry and center, but you're loose off because you're getting so much of a run. So it's easier to spin out. I like staying in 4th gear, saving my stuff. And you can hear it as we're on right now with A-Bear. A-Bear shifted off that corner, but you have all that speed and nowhere to go. As you see, he gets right on the bumper of Ripka.
Yeah, it's almost wasting your energy there. Ripka into the wall. So that's a little hit there. Here, A-Bear thinking about it. He's going to come underneath.
Yeah, and from us racing here in the Xfinity Series several seasons ago, a baby hit here can be catastrophic for your night. You can knock that right front toe out in a hurry.
Just a little concerned about that phrasing there, Adam. Thought you were a baby
What
hitter
part?
for a minute.
No.
Just making sure, we got someone out there who just had a baby, Adam. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not.
Well, I've already forgotten who, so I shouldn't have brought it up. Maybe go check the Discord there for me. It possibly could be Jorge Leal, who's currently in 2nd place.
I know one of the people that isn't here tonight, they had a baby not too terribly long ago, but
yeah, it could have been Jason, actually. Jason Ratliff, the rifleman.
Uh-huh.
Someone gave birth here, or not. Maybe I'll hop over there and have a little look. That's your cue to carry us, Adam?
Yeah, right now, it's status quo up front. Got some good racing between Torgerson and Lance and A-Bear, and right now, I don't know what Rachel's doing, but it looks like she's bleeding a couple spots. Jason Spear just got around of her in that new paint scheme he's rocking tonight.
Let me tell you about Rachel. Rachel, as of late, the last month or two, has really focused in on saving her stuff. I think she got a little sick of being beat on the long run. And boy, it's really paying off for her. Several races, she's been the fastest car late in the run, Adam. So I like what she's doing here.
Yeah, well, you remember last week, Troy did it too. And right now we got Thompson is actually catching Jorge Leal slowly but surely, and Leal is not letting Rogers get away at all. I mean, they're, basically 4 car lengths apart
Well, I just
for the
watched,
top
and
3 spots.
I'm going to go with the blimp view here, and we're going to see Thompson's line. Now, 3 and 4, I like to get down towards the rumble strips. He does there on exit, but watch him go through 1 and 2 here, Adam. Put those lefts on that tar strip, and you'll see he did it very well last lap. You see in front of him, Leal down low, not Thompson. He's got those lefts on that tar strip. That thing will pull that car around and give you a good turn and good bite.
And he got a real good run off the corner as well.
Yeah, I think that's why he's running him down. And just to confirm, I believe it is the rifleman who just had a baby. So big shout out to him, his wife. I hope she's okay in the hospital and everything. And, sometimes those things can be a little scary, as joyous as they are, Adam.
Oh, yeah. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, it is. So he'll miss tonight, and, I guess, well, his team can blame his wife. I don't know how that goes, Adam.
Well, no, I mean, that's a special moment, because we had that charity race not too long ago, and he was one of the biggest advocates, and this is really cool for him and his wife to be having a baby right now, and I know how special that is, to bring a little one in the world, and that's awesome.
Yeah, truly is. Big congratulations out to the rifleman and all involved. Right now, TJ Rogers out front, lap 17 to 150. Going to be a long one, Adam. This guy's got a lot of work to do. And, we talked about it before. When it comes to sim racing, it is difficult. Anybody at home watching who doesn't think it is, you just got a little toy wheel or something. No. These things got extreme forces on them. Half of them have emergency stop buttons because there's so much power in them, just in case you can't get your arms tangled up in them. They'll rip them off. Break them anyway. So after a long, torturous race like this where you're shifting, got one hand on the wheel a lot, believe me, there's going to be a lot of whining, a lot of crying from us grown men after this race.
Oh, it certainly is. The other person that's had a baby this year is Brandon Sheffield, but he's not running tonight.
Yeah, he's probably changing diapers right about now.
They had the baby races.
It's funny. You start out in diapers and you end up in diapers, Adam.
Ain't that the truth?
And that by no means describe my current condition, folks. I do not want to hear that in the chat.
Yeah, I was just looking at some times right now. Wallace Williams he's having a good race tonight. He's still driving that Chevrolet though, but Mr. Consistency is right behind him in 7th place. Grandpa Ratliff, he's hanging tight, and he's still having a very consistent and good season. Eric Bella, it's good to see him up here, and the biggest mover tonight right now is Jason Jackson. Actually, it's Nick Maurice. He's having a good night as well. He started back there in the back. He's rocking and rolling up towards the front.
There he is, Nick Burries. Yeah, up 7 spots on the night. So definitely enjoying this track so far. I do want to go back to where you were, though. Was that Paul Travis you were talking about with the Ford?
Talking about Williams and Beller. And,
yeah, it was Claus Williams. Let's go on board
yeah.
with Claus Williams here, Adam. And I want you to look in here and just see what you can read in the rear view mirror there on his helmet.
Honestly, I can't see that close.
You can make it out. There's a logo on it right now.
I still can't see it.
Well, that, my friends, is a Ford logo with Ford Performance helmet. I'm just saying.
Well, at least he's in the right place, mind and spirit.
So you got a Chevy car, but he's got the helmet of the Ford machine. I don't know. He's a little confused out there, but not confused on the track. Running 6 right where he started. Out front, TJ Rogers doing a beautiful job so far. What do you think about TJ Rogers tonight, Adam? I mean, we know he likes to get out front. We know he likes to run hard. He does fade sometimes, but not as much as one might anticipate. How's Gateway for the fading? Do you think this is something TJ can maintain out here?
No, you can't run all out. You have to maintain your stuff. And right now, you know, the people I see,
Claus Williams in the
Williams
wall.
knocked the wall down. Yeah, right now, the people that are pushing the cars, they're going to be really kicking themselves here in the next 8 laps.
Well, folks, as per usual, I disagree completely with the Bulldog. I think you can run the living tar out of this thing from beginning to end. Now, that said, when I run the tar out of something, I never get loose. I'm never smacking the wall. You've got to maintain your throttle control, but there is no. To me, there's they're wrecking Otto Viani. Otto Viani was turned there into the wall, and he is hurt pretty bad. It looks like someone else is hurt also. I think that might have been Tony Ratliff cut a piece. I'm not sure. But let's get a look at it.
I saw
here.
Darren taking an evasive action.
And Bruce Redden right behind it. Tony Ratliff up the top. And Otto Viani underneath. Oh, Ratliff wiggles off down into Otto Viani. The Warden drives right on through.
What was that about running the dog mess out of it?
Under control, Adam. You got to remain under control. I mean, our definitions may vary, but I think you can set your best lap time over and over again and be fine. You just can't do that. You can't get the car sideways.
Yeah, that's, you know, I always look at different drivers as being whoever is the most consistent lap in and lap out, which you've always preached. They're going to be the guys up front all the time.
Yeah,
and,
we used to have a great app for that, Adam. You know, I don't want to shout them out, but you know, they would track your 10-lap average, your 15, your 20-lap average, and so on, all the way up to as many laps as you run. And it really taught us a lot, didn't it?
It did. And as you see right there, there's a little boo-boo by Jorge Leal on pit road. He stopped in the wrong stall.
Oh, that's interesting. So is there no first stall today?
No, he came in a little bit slower than normal, and when he stopped the edge in TJ's stall. But it looked like he recovered from it pretty decent.
Well, during this restart, of course, you got Rogers and Leal up front. Thompson, who's up 2, gets a better starting spot. Further back, the Warden's up 3. Jason Jackson's up 5. Spears up 3 into 9th. Ripka's up 4. Hebert's up 5. And Baris up 10. Those guys are the big beneficiaries of the caution, Adam. They got all this track position, and apparently they have fast race cars to go with it.
They do, and I kind of wanted to look in and see how Otto Viani was doing with his damage and whatnot, and how bad was Ratliff, if he had any damage.
We'll get a look at that. Toadman also up 5, and Dibble up 9 for all you Dibble dog lovers out there. Otto Viani still on pit road, and Tony Ratliff. Try and get a look at him here. Got to find him first. There he is. Looks like front's a little crumpled up there.
Yeah, it didn't look too terrible, but I think Otto Viani definitely took a bigger part of that hit.
There's Whiting coming off of pit road. He'll stay on the lead lap. There's Rincon coming around. So really, Otto Viani staying on pit road. He might be done. We seen this the other night, a quick retirement. So Otto Viani is in one of those streaks going the other way right now, Adam.
Yeah, he's been feast or famine several times, but getting ready to take that green back. TJ's looking pretty stout right now, but now we have a whole nother run and we're a little bit closer to making it on one more stop.
All right, here we go.
Green, green,
Green's
green.
down and away, and Rogers another great launch. Leal on the outside, something he's not really comfortable doing. He does a nice job, slips into second. Behind him, battles all over the track here. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Klaus had a good run on Paul, but looked like Paul's hanging tough, and Beller did get around them.
Look at these battles. My goodness. Spear down on the bottom underneath a Ripka. Bear's right in there as well. Up high, Torgerson into
Troy
the wall.
nailed the wall.
Barris trying to
Yeah,
make
Troy.
up more spots. Put him up 11 right now.
Troy misjudged that exit right there, like many other guys have done tonight.
I always preach coming off the corner late, Adam, to avoid that very scenario. Rogers out to a nice lead. Leal second, Thompson, Beller up to fourth now. Travis leading the charge of the group. Behind them, Spear underneath Bear, or is it Bear coming up on the outside? Bear throws
had
it
a
in
heck of a
hard.
run. Yeah, he threw it in there. He had a monster run coming off of Ford just a minute ago.
So Bear drives right around the outside. James Bear up 6 spots. He's going to take a look on Ripka here. So he is absolutely rolling here, Adam.
Yeah, but that driving in that deep will cause you to push up, and you see they basically checked Lance up right there in the center of the corner.
Yeah, it was a little risky there, but I like the aggression, trying to get some early. TJ Rogers still doing a nice job out there. Williams all of a sudden looks like he's heating up as he takes to the high side a little bit.
Yeah, and Darren's actually maintaining his positions gained on pit road right now. Maybe
Yeah.
he can turn his race around.
We watched him a little bit in practice. He didn't look that comfortable to me. I think he's found his groove here, Adam.
Well, it looks like he's getting off the corner pretty good, and he's hanging tight. But we see, Mickey Spear is back here. Mickey is trying to pass Kulikowski for position.
Yeah, doing a nice job, Mickey Spear. So Kulikowski quietly in 20th right now, trying to hold off this charge.
Yeah, they're running side by side. Well, it looks like Kulikowski's going to end up getting him. Yep.
He's doing a nice job getting those tires where they need to be. Go back out front. Status quo with their top 3. Looks like Rick Thompson's getting warmed up here. I mean, he gained all that track position. Adam, does he go and try to get something else here?
Oh, no, I think for right now, I would just ride. You still got a lot of racing to do. Yeah, I mean, it's, as long as you can keep touch with the top 2, I feel pretty confident that he'll have something for it in a race. But, seeing some of these other guys, I saw Corey Bushwick, he hit the wall back there, and it still seems like some guys are still really uncomfortable on exit right now. But, the one that's on fire and moving on up is Bear. Bear is coming like a lightning bolt.
Let's go ahead and ride on board with James Bear here. Have a look at what he's doing, what we're dealing with. You see him release that wheel, a little correction there, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, driving in that deep does have a little bit of advantage because then he can let the car roll a little bit in the center. But, the only thing, but I like what he's doing with his left sides. He's keeping it in that tar strip.
What I am noticing is I didn't notice a shift there, Adam.
Yeah, he's one of the few that haven't A couple other guys have been shifting, but he isn't. That's interesting.
Let's see here again down in the. I mean, 1 and 2 is a mandatory shift in my personal opinion, but he might prove me wrong here. Unless he's shifting super early, I really don't see it.
No, he's not, because the RPM isn't dropping, but that's an interesting thing. I mean, he can save gas while doing that.
All right, interesting techniques, and that I would guess by looking at that, Adam, that several people around him are not shifting either.
Yeah, and Thompson is really getting up on the back bumper of Leal now. He's closing that gap.
Well, let's go ahead and hop in his and see if he's shifting.
No, he didn't shift. I'm really surprised.
Extremely interesting, to say the least. Is anybody out here shifting? I mean, this is just tradition at Gateway. We could be wrong, Adam. We're wrong all the time, but in this case, I find it highly unlikely. I mean, we're going to watch TJ Rogers and see if he does.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's doing it either. I'm really, really shocked.
No, I mean, makes me want to get out there and race at him. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, it does. I'm got my hand on the steering wheel.
I got mine on the shifter right now. Come on, you got to be shifting down in there. So
yeah,
tell the people, Adam, when you head down into one particular, what's a downshift gonna do for you, and what's an upshift gonna do for you?
Well, going down into turn one, it'll help you set the nose, and you can get a monster run off the corner, and it allows you to pull away from the field.
Yeah, like done correctly, the upshift part, once you're coming out of the corner, that run in third gear and then shifting into fourth, you're about 2 to 3 miles an hour faster than those that don't.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I mean, it's a extra pair of braking. I mean, you could drive it even deeper into the corner if you wanted to.
Let's get a look at when our pits were here, so that could tell the tale. Lap 25, Adam, was our pit stop. So that leaves 125 laps. You know, that's a 63 lap run. I think that's well within the gas mileage, isn't it?
Yeah, because 72 to 85 was when the.
Yeah, depending on whether you're shifting or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shifting, you can do over 70 laps. Apparently, we've been wrong on mileage many times, so don't take this as gospel, folks. We're just spitballing here. The guys in the cars generally know what they're doing, and they know better than we do. These are fixed setups. We don't tend to run fixed, so things can change out here. So right now, it looks like a field. Nobody's shifting, and I think as someone getting into shifting, I think if they master the shifting, they should be able to pull through the field at least for a while.
Well, it also helps you on passing. I mean, that's why I'm really, really surprised that they are not doing that, because looking at the flames coming out the exhaust right now, some guys are driving it in deeper than others, and you can see that TJ is actually starting to pull away from George and Rick Thompson, but you see how bottleneck these guys are. I would have figured, especially like A-Bear, trying to get up on Jackson, you get that run off the corner and shift it.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Love this view, Adam. Really shows you what everybody's doing line-wise and the spacing here. I mean, these guys are all running very identical lap times here. I mean, they're trying to outweight each other, perhaps.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. And I mean, some guys are, everybody's pretty much, except for Claus. Claus took a higher entry than several of the other guys, trying to do like a little mini diamond.
All right, so there's Williams, Bruce in 7th, Jackson 8. There's A Bear. He's up 7 now. And there's our points leader in 10th, Lance Ripka. Looks to me like Ripka's running a nice solid groove through that corner. And it looks like he's decided he's going to be extremely patient tonight. Jason Spear starting to make some headway here.
Yeah, looking at the lap times, I mean, we're fairly close. I mean, some guy got 1 or 2 guys in the 40s. Mostly everybody else is 50s and 70s. Right now, TJ just ran a 73. So it varies on, lap to lap. But Maurice looks like he's kind of settled in. He really hadn't closed the gap on those guys up there up front.
I noticed Maurice and Torgerson, along with Spear, all these guys running very fast as our leaders right now. So are they starting to come forward? Maybe so. Tom Ashley right behind them as well. That time, TJ Rogers lays down a 35.64, fastest man on the track.
Yeah, he's really moving right now. But you see Jason Jackson is trying to get around the Wharton, which he did for position, and the Wharton crosses him over.
Yeah, he says, you're going to cut in front of my nose, I'll cut underneath you. I love that kind of racing. I love the crossover, Adam. Doesn't work here this time.
Yeah, but look who did help, though. It actually brought A-Bear up a little bit closer to the Wharton's back bumper.
And the Wharton looking at aggressive entry, trying to hawk the outside. He does get the car on the outside of him. That's basically the shocker there. He couldn't complete it, though.
Yeah, I noticed he did that 2 other laps, but he wasn't able to successfully make the pass. But, right now I see that Pork Chop has actually been hanging up front all night. I mean, he's caught back up to Beller, and maybe he'll be making a move on him in the next couple laps.
These 2 silver bullet cars here, they've been doing real nice, sitting in 4th and 5th. They both lost 1 spot from where they started, but it looks like they've settled into a groove here. Claus Williams now closes in. He's in 6th. Here comes Jason Jackson and a whole slew of other cars. So this thing is accordion back up here.
Yeah, and one of the guys that's got a new scheme tonight, Tom Ashley, has joined this group right behind Torgerson.
Let's get a little look in on that scheme run by Tom Ashley. Shimmerbach, my goodness. I mean, we are Shinerbach? Is that what it is? Shinerbach? You drink that stuff, Adam?
No, but I do like the Dr. Pepper.
Fair enough. TJ Rogers, your leader here, coming to lap 50 of 150. Leal second, Thompson third. Quiet as far as movers go. We're only 25 laps into this run. This is where it should start to show, Adam.
Yeah, and you'll see guys are going to start getting loose off the corner. You'll see a lot of wiggling coming off of 2 and off the exit of 4.
There's Fleming. Here comes the Toad Man. The Toad Man's up 5, looking for another. So Todd, the Toad Man Gilly, up to 15th. He's up 6 spots. How about that?
Yeah, tracks like these suit Todd pretty decently. He's had some real good runs at these style tracks. And look, the Dibble Dog fans, Dibble's coming up through there too.
Dibble's been hot lately. So both of these guys are getting to that point in their racing, Adam, from my perspective. Not, the truth, but my perspective. Is that they're showing speed lately, both of them. And we just need to get them qualifying up here in the top 10, and they'd be running for top 10s all day long. I'll task you with that, Adam. You got to put them on the qualifying training program.
Yeah, well, no, that's your program. You got that nailed down pretty well.
Legends race today. That was kind of fun.
Were you a legend or were you a flop?
A little bit of a flop. I figured they'd wreck each other, so I chilled out behind the 4 cars right there.
You pulled the Scott Olsen strategy.
I pulled the potato head strategy. It did not work out. Ended up in 5th.
And these top 3, man, they've really separated themselves from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, they have. They're doing a nice job. I mean, very consistent. But I mean, I say that, and Rogers had his worst lap in quite a while, a 36.13. So, you know, consistency is what pays off at this track. If you can nail your marks each and every lap, you will win this race or have a great shot at it. I think Leal and Thompson both looking really good here in 2nd and 3rd. Rogers definitely, he's got the lead. So this thing's just going to heat up as we go.
Yeah, it looks like Rogers is getting a little bit tight in the middle of the entry. And man,
Pork
that was a heck
there.
of a... Yeah, he was really loose coming off that corner.
You got to get confused about all the nicknames, Adam. Paul Travis there, a little loose.
Yeah, Pork Chop stepped on some grease coming out that corner.
Jackson certainly do what he does, surging forward. So he's up 6 spots into 7th right now. Bruce and A-Bear still going at it for 8th. There's A-Bear with a big run, trying to get the nose underneath them here. I think he will.
Yeah, he seems to get there, and I think Borden's just going to let him go this time. He just gets a little loose off the corner, but like you said, I think Darren is just taking a different approach to this run tonight.
There's your points leader, quietly still in 10th. Spear 11th. Burry still up 11, casually riding in 12th. Torgerson and Tom Ashley. Then it's the Toad Man and George Dibble.
Yeah, looking at the lap times, I mean, Todd is actually running some decent laps. Dibble and him, they're, less than a 1,000th off?
Yeah, I mean, a 36.17. I mean, you know, they're a 10th or 2 off TJ Rogers' time right now. But, I mean, they're being so patient. And they're faster than some of the guys around them. That time by, not so true. And that's the consistency factor, Adam. You must be consistent out here.
Yeah, I was looking to see who was the most consistent. And, you know, we were talking about how TJ just slipped. I mean, TJ went right back down into 35s that lap.
Yeah, I mean, so... You know, he's up and down a little bit here. There's the Toad Man. There's George Dibble. We go back out front. TJ Rogers, George Leal, Rick Thompson. I mean, I feel like I got it on repeat right now. These 3 have absolutely checked out at him.
Yeah, they just opening that gap slowly but surely. But, you know, A-Bear... He's up to 8th. He's running really good times, but one of the quickest cars out there right now, just by glancing at it, is got to be Jason Jackson. He looks like he's been running some pretty consistent lap times right now, but he's just not got the track position.
Well, I think that's always his strength, right? Is he going to be one of the fastest 5 cars on any given lap? Probably not. Is he going to be 6th each and every lap? Probably so. That's how you win here.
So, I mean, just paying attention to some of his lines, he's one of the few guys that have been keeping it real, you know, real close to the bottom of the track.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a slow line, but it's a tire-saving line too, Adam. It's good for the long run.
Yeah, it's great for the long run, and I've been noticing because he pulled up right there on the back of Claus, but he's been one of the, see how he's doing at low entry? He's almost getting right on it edge of getting down towards the rumble strips to help that car.
That's something I do preach in 3 and 4. Get down to the bottom early and hook that thing. Forget about trying to sweep it in high to low. That does not work. I mean, it works, but it's get in early, just like you would at a place like Indy. Anybody who's watching Indianapolis 500, you see how those cars get into the corners. They get in early and hook the corner. That's what you want to do here in 3 and 4 as we watch right here. The red car, and right behind him, Jason Jackson. You see that early entry, and it hooks up down there, and he is coming quickly.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been paying real close attention to his lap times. He's probably one of the most consistent guys I've been watching. I think the second most consistent guy has got to be either Jorge Leal or Rick Thompson. They've been laying down consistent laps right now.
They have, but the last time by, Rogers a 10th faster than Leal and Thompson. We continue to watch Jason Jackson's progress here, and you see that low line. He gets up there, but he can't quite get to him. He's got to be able to get a nose underneath him here. This time he gets the power down a little better. Not enough. Very frustrating out here, Adam. Trying to get a run, trying to make a move. How do you do it?
Well, what I like to know is he's in Claus's mirror. And once you get in a guy's mirror, you make them mess up.
Yeah, and he's running a different line, which I always talk about, because it'll make it look like, from Claus's point of view, looking in the rear view mirror, it looks like the car is moving all over the place. He's really not. He's just running a different line. But it's very disconcerting when you're in the car in front. And Jackson's still working on him.
Yeah, I think he's going to get up there to him now.
Yeah, I think Claus touched the wall here, and that'll give it to Jackson. That's all it takes is one little mistake here. Jackson gets down to the bottom. Williams way up high. Jackson takes over 6th place.
But you notice one guy that's been on fire this season, Ripka's actually starting to come up through there a little bit too. I noticed he's been running as fast as our leaders.
Yeah, he's picked up one, so has Spear here in the last few laps, as is Burris. I guess it's Bruce who's dropped. So Bruce falling down to 12th. And I tell you, there's just a few tracks that don't agree with them. This is one of them, Adam.
Yeah, he struggles at these style of tracks. He'll be glad to get back to 1.5 miles or whatnot.
Yeah, we haven't seen one in a while, Adam, so he's praying for one.
But
Rachel Hunt's ready to come forward. She's down 9 spots, Adam.
Yeah, but looking at what she's doing, she's starting to catch back up to these guys.
She is. Has she laid back too far, too long? We'll see here. Nothing doing right now. Back to the Toad Man and George Dibble. They ran a 36.4s basically. Just a little under a tenth off our leader. So they're still running pretty decent times here. Oh, and Dibble sideways. And behind them, Ashley sideways. Holy smokes.
Yeah, those guys are getting really loose on the throttle on the exit back there.
Go back up to Burris in 11th, Spear in 10th. There is Ripka quietly up 5 spots into 9th, doing this championship thing, Adam. You take a track, maybe you feel you're around a 10th place car. Let's see if we can finish 5th. That's what champions do.
It is, but, you know, Hebert is putting Williams under fire right now. Last 2 laps, I showed he was trying to make a move. He got loose on the exit, but he just wasn't able to do like Jackson and complete the pass.
Yeah, he's trying to get a big run. You can see him swinging it out high to low. It's effective to get a run. Hard on the car, though, Adam. And you see Williams way up the track. He blew the corner that time. That's just a mistake right there. And he's off the wall as well.
Yeah, and that's going to let Lance come by, and it should Spear be able to get a run as well.
Well, he lost 2 spots there, and he didn't want to compound it. But that's how easy it is. You come into one, you can blow through that corner pretty easily, Adam.
Yeah, you can, and it's hard to rebound because once you get that high, it's all up in the marbles, and not only, I mean, I hope it didn't look like he has any damage, but you know, you have the potential of knocking that steering wheel out.
All right, Leal has taken over the lead. We missed it. I'm sorry, folks. We will get that for you. Wow, George Leal out front. Something happened with TJ Rogers. Let's go ahead and get a replay on it. So here we go. And that is hard into the corner. Looks like he might blow the corner. No, he holds on to the corner. Big heat from Leal. And Leal just with the better get off the corner there. And I got to think that could be a shifting thing.
Yeah, that looked like looked like Rogers got tight.
All right, so Rick Thompson around as well. So we got a new leader. And here goes Thompson for the lead on the outside. Wow, the action heating up here. Thompson down hard.
Leader to this.
And Claus Williams heads to pit road while this is going on. Leal fighting back on the inside. Can't get there. His top three now putting on the show as Claus Williams goes to pit road early. So that's a real short pit considering we had a caution and pitted on lap 25.
It looks like Claus, they got some damage.
So Claus not looking good on pit road. Our leaders, though, Rick Thompson now trying to stretch it out. He's got to stay consistent here.
I wonder, we need to get in there and see if they're shifting now.
Well, let's hop on board with Leal here, who I thought might be with the way he made a pass. Now, you're not going to shift through 3 and 4, generally speaking. You watch that RPM gauge, folks, down right underneath the line on the steering wheel, and we'll see if there's a sudden jump. That's braking.
Oh, he still ain't shifting. I am shocked.
I mean, I pretty much can't believe it, Adam. I don't understand how you could be this long in the run and not shift, but a fixed setup, like I said, could be different. Guys are doing awesome out here, these top three, as Rogers pounds the wall like you called it. He's getting tight, Adam.
Yeah, he's real tight right now.
You know what would alleviate tightness? Shifting.
What is that?
Just saying. I'm harping on it, folks. I'm sorry. Well, I'll let it go at some point. Like a dog with a bone. There's Jason Spear. He's up 3. Right behind him, Nick Burris, who's up 13 spots on the night. Him and George Dibble are big movers. Nick in 10th. Dibble back in 15th, still riding behind the Toad Man.
One guy we hadn't talked about tonight, Corey Burschwick, he's up 2 spots as well tonight. He's had a pretty clean but quiet race.
99 sitting in 20th position, just riding, logging laps. This will pay off before this thing is over. And I probably see him getting towards 15th if he just keeps her clean. Rick Thompson continuing to lead as we pass the halfway mark here with the Alive Church Xfinity Series. Live fully alive.
Yeah, it looks like Eric Bellew is starting to catch TJ a little bit. Jason, I thought Jackson would have been a lot closer than what he is to Pork Chop and to Beller, but he just hadn't been able to get up there on him, even though, you know, Jackson has been, like I said, he has been dead on the money, 20s and 30s, every single lap.
Yeah, and that's where you make your money, Adam.
Yeah, he's slowly getting there, but I think he's got to pick up the pace just a little bit.
Well, his patience is second to none. He is going to run his laps and hit his marks, but these three drivers and others starting to be faster than our leaders right now. That time by, Jason Jackson was about 700s faster than Rick Thompson.
Yeah, one other guy I was looking at, it's been real consistent, and he's starting to come on here almost as good as him as Spear. Jason Spear is running, some very consistent lap times. He's a little bit dirty air behind Lance, but he's been running real consistent here.
And he's got himself a new paint job as well. Got that East Coast web printers on the side. Good looking machine there.
I think he's trying to give a preview to Tim Brown for next season.
And there you go. So 70 laps, 71 remaining at the line. A lot of racing left at them. These guys have all gone in. Now we're at that point where all those aches and pains, the sore wrist, the sore shoulder, the bad eye, the left toe, they all start to come out and start to bite you.
They do, but, right now I still like what I'm seeing out of Thompson and Jackson and Spear. I just think for the long run, and even Lance is he was a little bit faster than the leader that lap. They just got to get that track position, but I won't be surprised if those guys maybe take it a little bit long to have the freshest tires on the track.
Yes, I love all the drivers you mentioned, but one we've been skipping, the 51, Jorge Leal. Talk about consistency, about a guy who's got momentum back in his side. This black rifle car, man, he is not to be trifled with.
No, I hadn't forgot him just yet. I'm just watching what he's doing. He's definitely staying in touch with the leader. The one that I'm kind of shocked is Rogers, as I think he's pretty much burnt his stuff up.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing about Rogers I always find fascinating, he seems to have these 2 to 5 laps where it looks like he might be cooked at him, and he just regroups. He backs it down, cools those tires down, and then he starts rattling off the same lap times as the leaders. He's done this consistently,
Yeah.
and it's very impressive because you expect him to keep falling, but he just doesn't.
Yeah, he's definitely done that several times this season that we've been in the booth.
And that's, one of our tire management tips we talk about a lot. A lot of guys, you talk about wear, how much wear is there on the tire, but tire heat in the tire can be more telling at times.
It can, and here it's definitely one of those tracks that will just roast that right front tire.
Beller and Travis continue their impressive run here. Looks like all of a sudden Travis starting to close in closer on Beller here. And Jackson and Bear are coming.
Yeah, they've been rocking some really, really good lap times. They're the fastest 2 cars on the track right now.
There's a look at Bruce, up 13 spots. Darren Bruce, he's done kind of what TJ Rogers did. He fell for a while. Now he's found his little groove here. He's in 11th. He's only down 1 spot officially, Adam.
Yeah, he's definitely, holding his own right now. Even though it's not his favorite style of track, he's running consistent. He's got a clean car, and that's the main thing.
Well, let's talk about this paint, man. He's got the Alive Church on there, brand new paint. Love the colors. I mean, you brought up Dr. Pepper. It kind of brings me to the Dr. Pepper feeling, doesn't it?
I was going to say the vanilla Dr. Pepper.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. But Alive Church, our sponsor here, we absolutely love them. They love what they represent. You know, and they always say live fully alive, and Bruce is coming in. So on lap 85, Bruce has seen enough. He comes in. We'll stay with him because he's normally really good on entry here. You see him whipping it around. Now he'll have to get it woed down late and try not to wipe out. And he does a great job as always. Maurice comes in front of him.
Yeah, that's just kind of something that you would do, Dean. Short pit the field and see where it comes out.
Absolutely, especially when you don't maybe have a winning car. Let's get in and really short pit the field. Maybe I can get the lead even, and maybe a caution comes out timely. Right now, Leal looking for the lead. He is all over the rear end of Rick Thompson.
Yeah, he's backing up the entry, and I really, really like that for the exit. I mean, just look how he just closes that gap.
Well, I meant to say
have
this
a run on him.
several laps ago, Adam, and where he's improved is on exit because he's been better in the center for a while now. He just hasn't been able to get the power down. All of a sudden, it looks like he's got center and exit covered now.
Well, that and to me, I see that Thompson is now pushing. He's forcing the car in there, and it's getting just a little bit high on the entry, right there in the middle of the corner.
We get our overhead shot, courtesy of the Adam Newton blimp cam.
That's the Bulldog cam.
Bulldog cam, my apologies.
Actually, it's the Bat Copter. Can't forget old Bryce. I got to bring him up once a week.
Yeah, we'll call it the Pearl cam. Of course,
Yep.
that's Adam, the Bulldog's Bulldog. How is old Pearl doing?
Pearl passed away.
Oh, I'm so
Ooh, wow.
sorry, Adam. Wrong,
just
wrong
smacked
dog.
it off.
Of course, that's my
Yeah,
ignorance.
Leal just overran that corner, Dean, and really hit the wall hard in two right there.
Leads me to believe that he is shifting, Adam. That's a common thing that, whoa, and he's up there again. So he's going up here on purpose.
Yeah, well, that last corner, he smacked the wall.
So my apologies, Adam. What's your dog's name as TJ Rogers comes in?
Odell.
Okay, my bad. Pearl, of course, a lovely dog that did pass away, and we were very sad to hear that.
Got a lot of guys pitting right now. Ooh, man. Dibble got in real hot right there.
He did. Looked like a good stop, and he got in front of the Toad Man prior to those stops. So good job by him. Here comes Thompson coming around. So Thompson and Leal going to go by here and put these guys a lap down here while they're on pit road. Here comes Beller. Bear gets into him slightly, but they're okay.
Yeah, Bear had to lock the brakes up, but Lance got on pit road really good too.
So everybody coming in here pretty aggressively. There's some more. Tony Ratliff, Herb Ashley, Corey Buskirk is in. So the floodgates have opened here on lap 91. There is Leal, now all alone. It looks like Thompson coming in.
Well, if you could put up and see what kind of pit stop times we got, we'll see who made and break their pit stops right now.
Yeah, well, it's always interesting. The more appropriate number is probably the second number. So we got a 46.9. Well, Thompson's on pit road right now. I'll have to wait and see. It looks like a 34.8 for Whiting. That doesn't make sense. A 45.1 for TJ Rogers. Leal still not in. And here comes George Leal now. So, and he comes in with several other cars that he's about to lap right in front of him. This could make it a little tricky. Looks like they're all going to get out of his way. He'll be fine. Spear in right behind him.
Yeah, I think George came in a little hot, but he was able to get slowed down. So, Rachel Hunt's coming in as well, and somebody else just locked him up back there.
Best pit stop so far that I see, Lance Buckshot Ripka with a 44.9. So great job by him. But it's going to be TJ Rogers, who just passed everybody. So he is coming out. He's going to have a good lead here. Leal coming off of pit road, going to fall to about a second and a half behind here. It shouldn't be too much for him. Hunt and Fleming coming off of pit road. But TJ Rogers, first off of pit road, he's got himself the lead.
Yeah, he had a good pit stop, and I mean, I'm actually surprised that Thompson lost that much ground to Leal in him.
Well, it was about Thompson had a bit of a slow stop for sure, about a second and a half off of Jorge Leal. But it's Rogers who came in 3 laps before Leal, so Leal in the driver's seat. Thompson's got work to do. Jackson flying through a couple of cars here. The 86 with a 45.4 and a 14.6. So he had a great stop as well, and he's going to come underneath a Kulikowski here.
And Darren Bruce had a good stop as well. I mean, looked like Lance and Hebert didn't get out as well as I thought he did, but Claus Williams, he didn't have a good stop as well.
All right, pit stops of utmost importance. All of a sudden, Jason Jackson in the top 5. Baris has moved up to 5th. He is up 18 spots. What a ride for this 66 machine. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's done real well, coming through the field tonight.
And we've seen what track position means. It means everything. Oh, Baris up the track that time. That's going to cost him. Beller going to look on the low side.
And Beller's had a real good, consistent run tonight. We hadn't talked that much about him, but, I mean, he's been in the top 5 almost the entire night, Dean.
Yeah, and some of these guys who hang around 5th place all night often don't get the airtime. They deserve it, Adam. I mean, Beller's been a stalwart in that top 5. He's there each and every night. I mean, I just love the way he races.
Yeah, good, clean car, no damage, been smooth, very consistent. I mean, and he's just been quietly getting his way on the track the way he needs to.
So you got Beller, Baris, then Bruce and Ripka in 8th, Hebert in 9th. Spear has fallen back to 10th, but he is all alone. You want to talk about the pocket. The next guy behind him is 5 seconds back. That's Troy Torgerson and Tom Ashley. George Dibble, he's up 15 into 13th place. Claus Williams, he fell. He's back in 14th. And then the Toad Man sitting there in 15th. So some of these guys really hurt themselves on pit road, Adam.
Well, one of the guys that I think, you mentioned that he had the best stop, Ripka actually passed Hebert on pit road. And, I mean, that was huge because I thought Hebert had a lot of speed, and he is a tough person to pass. But I think the one that probably, next one would be Rogers. Him and Leal, they had excellent stops.
Here's a look at that group with Ripka in it. He's 3rd in this pack of 4 cars. Right in front of him, Nick Baris and the Warden Darren Bruce. He's got Hebert peeking on the inside of him. Hebert wants to get going. Ripka says, well, if you want to get going, maybe I should. And he wiggles. He opens it up for Hebert.
He just barely glazed that wall on exit. He's definitely trying to get after it.
And there he goes to the high side of Baris. Can't make it stick, though. So a little erratic here, trying to make some moves. Rogers' lead shrinking as he comes up on 2 wide lap traffic here. Fleming and Whiting, and this is going to bring Leal right to him. He's got nowhere to go, Adam.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in for the leader right now. having two guys side by side and your competitors just now right there on your back bumper.
Yeah, Leal just giving a gift. He's going to go to the high side. So we got side-by-side action. Fleming way down the track, almost like he's protecting. I don't know what. And here comes Leal, 3 wide down the middle. He says, I see an opening. Rogers had enough. He gives a little tap to Fleming. Wow. So George Leal takes advantage. He played that better than anybody. And now he's the race leader.
He sure did. He was in thinking mode for sure right there, and just took big time advantage of that car. Just held TJ up, but now TJ's got to regroup and get back with it.
Yeah, and remember, Leal's got 3-lap fresher tires, so I mean, this is going to be tough for Rogers here.
Yeah, I can imagine how warm you could get in the helmet when you catch a lap car like that. It's frustrating. I mean, but you know, those guys are racing for position too, and you know, you do what you can.
Well, I'll tell you, Adam, and that half of it's true. From the half of George Leal looking at it, the minute he saw that way ahead, he thought, there's an opportunity, right? And he just took it.
Yeah, it looks like Williams is coming back down. He's got more damage.
Yeah, claws in. There's Rick Thompson working his way past. That looks like Rincon. I think I said Whiting earlier. That was George Rincon. So George back in 20th position. He's a lap down now. Rogers hanging there with Leal. Impressive with those older tires. Can Thompson do anything? He's back here. He'll make his move around Fleming.
Well, you got 46 to go. I mean, he can't, you know, he's got to make some ground up, but he's got to still have some tire if he does get there. So he's got to be smart. We definitely know he's got the speed. We've seen that from earlier in that last run, but he's just got to hope that him and Rogers get to racing. Rogers and Leal get to racing side by side here.
Yeah, right now, 1.7 back of our leader is Rick Thompson. 4th place, Jason Jackson. 5th, Beller. How about Bruce? Through that great pit stop, he gained all kinds of track position. Him and Ripka now 6th and 7th, Adam.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal stop for the Wharton. It's good to see him, you know, being competitive, but he's got to hang tight for 45 more laps.
Yeah, well, remember, he was one of the first ones in, so we'll see. But Ripka, I think, I don't know how about his whole lap time, but it looked to me like he had a fast pit stop. So Ripka has done something. He's done, like I said, you know, maybe he's got a 10th place car tonight. The objective, let's get it into 5th somehow. He might just do that.
Yeah, he's really good on his pit stops, and you know, Darren is really good on pit stop as well. And that can save you a lot of time. And, you know, Leal has shown that as well, too.
This group here working around Mickey Spear right now. All looks well. Ripka looking to get a little run. Can't get it. There goes Baris around Mickey Spear.
You know, one thing can throw this whole thing in a whirlwind. We get that one caution. That'll change this race altogether.
Yeah, well, like I always say, Adam, anything can and will happen here at RGR Racing. Right now, Leal leading, Rogers 2nd, Thompson 3rd. They're just evenly spaced out. Jason Jackson quietly has made up 9 spots and slipped into 4th.
Thompson's actually closed the gap, but he's starting to get in the picture a little bit.
He is, but I mean, I don't know whose biggest advantage there. I mean, Leal's got, I think, the freshest tires, but who knows who the fastest man is? The checker flag will tell that tale, Adam. Beller
it looks
down
like
the track.
Leal's got 1 lap fresher tires than him.
Reminds me of the old days of NASCAR racing here. Settling in for the last 40 laps here on a hot afternoon.
Yeah, and looking at it, I mean, Lance has had some runs. I think he's going to get up on Darren this go round. Darren was pushing a little bit tight the last 2 laps.
Yeah, he will, and he does. So Ripka going to take that spot away. Here comes A Bear. Wow, throwing it in there on the Warden. A Bear getting a good center and good turn there. So watch out for A Bear as well as they both go by. Put A Bear in 7th and Ripka into 6th.
Yeah, I just want to take a minute, if you don't mind. I want to give a shout out to my uncle Charles Newton. He's in the hospital at St. Francis in Richmond, Virginia. I know he likes to watch the races. Hope he feels better soon, and be good to see him come back home.
Yeah, well, we'll second that for sure. Big shout out to Charles. George Leal starting to pull away and do George Leal things here. 38 to go at the line. TJ Rogers second. Rick Thompson. There's Fleming. He's a lap down. And there's Jackson. Beller hanging in there in 5th. And then that group of 4 cars still running together. Ripka's found his way to the front of this group here. Be interesting, Adam, to look at the lap times now. Last lap, it was Thompson, the fastest out of our top 10.
Yeah, he's been trying to close that gap, as quickly as he can. He's pushing it a lot harder than what I thought he would at this point. But now, we'll see if he can do anything with TJ. That's going to be a hard pass, but he's got to hurry up and get around to him if he's going to try to set sail after Leal.
That time by, it was a 6-4 for Leal and a 7-1 for Thompson. So, it's going to be awfully hard to run them down.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, hopefully he can manage his stuff good. But, looking at these other guys, still having good run for Darren, good run for Nick, good run for Spear. Tom Ashley's having a good run tonight. It's good to see them having clean races.
I got to get me some Shiner Bock. I don't know what it is, but I want it. I know it's alcohol, Adam. Looks like it might be a dark beer. What do you think of that?
I'm not sure, man. I haven't had a drink of beer since 2018, so.
Well, that's fine, but you've never had a dark beer?
I have Guinness, and it looked like motor oil, and it tastes like motor oil.
That's fair. Oh, Baris! What's going on? Baris is on pit road. Why is Nick Baris on pit road? Oh, boy. Let's get a replay. So here is Baris. He's behind the Warden here. Little wobbly on entry. Oh, you can see he's going to lose the rear end, and he does. Down into the grass and into the inside wall. What a shame. Nick Baris was having himself a night.
Yeah, he was having a real good run. That's kind of a tough blow right there.
Wow. So that'll move Jason Spear up to 9th. Tom Ashley into the top 10 now. So a lot of movers. A-Bear up here in 6th. He is up 10 spots. Jason Jackson in 4th. He's picked up 9 spots. So we got a lot of movers out here. George Dibble now up 16 spots into 12th place. What a run by George Dibble.
Yeah, George has been quietly getting it done. He's been getting his Yeah, wow, look, Troy got loose right there, but he's been getting some real good runs in here of recent.
He has. He's been showing a lot of speed lately. I love what I've seen from George Dibble. Like I said, we get him on that qualifying program, he might run up front with the rest of them. He'll go by Torgerson, so put Dibble into 11th, up 17 spots. Very, very impressive. The Toad Man way up the track. Now the Toad Man is up 8 spots right now. And he's also into the wall, Adam. Tony Ratliff with that damage on the right front early in the race. He's held on as best he could. He's in 14th.
Yeah, we had to send a get well to old Fred Tom Lester. He's been under the weather, had that nasty COVID this past week. Hope he gets better too.
COVID? I thought we were done with COVID.
No, it seems to be its ugly head is reappearing, unfortunately.
Well, we certainly best wishes to Mr. Fred Lester. We love having him out here. There is our leader, George Leal. TJ Rogers still holding off Rick Thompson here.
Yeah, George is just opening that gap up slowly but surely, but I think it's going to be a little too late for Thompson to try to show him something.
Thompson all over the rear end. He's getting some great rotation out of that machine, but he's got to be able to get a nose on entry. He can't seem to quite get there, Adam.
Yeah, and that's hard to do. You know, you got to stick that left nose out just to get the car to turn, and TJ's doing a great job of taking that air right away from Thompson, and that's not allowing him to get up beside him.
Let's go on board with Thompson here. You see right here in the center, he's just a little bit better. Can he time it right and get the run? Just a little late to the throttle there, Adam.
Yeah, and he can't really dive bomb him in the corner, and you see he tried to push the issue, and he's trying to get air to the nose to get the exit, but TJ is keeping that car glued to the bottom, and that's just taking it away from him. You see, he got real loose right there.
Stay on board here with Rick Thompson, challenging for second place. And it looks like all of a sudden, TJ, like he knows he's on camera, Adam, he's just showing off now.
I was looking at the lap times. Hebert's gotten around Ripka.
So Hebert finally is up to 6th now, up 10 spots. James Hebert, a heck of a run here tonight. Ripka is 7th. Jason Spear hasn't got a ton of air time, but I'm telling you, this Alive Church machine, he is really, really doing something here. Well, he's got a little bit of all the sponsors on here. You see on the back back trunk there, the Alive Church. On the side, East Coast Web Printers, of course, part of Spear Motorsports. Teammate Otto Viani, not so lucky. He had pulled out of this race partway through after an incident.
Yeah, right now it just looks like Thompson just cannot get the run on him to get around him.
It looks like Jason Jackson's fallen off a little bit. His time looks good, but maybe he had a little bobble on a lap or something.
Yeah, what I've been noticing, I mean, he's still been consistent, but he's just the gap is so big, and I mean, He's doing pretty much the same thing he did that last run. I mean, Spear is actually running really good lap times right now. He's actually catching those guys in front of him.
Let's
But
go on
you
board,
know,
Adam, and just talk us through what you see from Jason Spear here.
you heard it right there, Dean.
I
He got
heard
the
it.
memo. He's shifting. That's why he's running some lap times.
All right, you see here, no shift here. Good and smooth, and not smooth enough, but it'll be okay. We'll watch him down into one here.
He's running that car nice into the corner. Doing that late
Downshift
shift right
there.
there. Yep.
Gas up here. It's a late upshift.
But you see how that red car is getting a lot closer.
Yeah, that was, I like the shift. So you brake the car, you wait a little bit, then shift at him for the downshift.
But the biggest importance, you brake straight.
Definitely got to brake straight.
Yeah, got to brake straight. You can't downshift and brake and start turning. You got to do it straight, then do it.
And you see
And
there,
you
just
see
miss it a little bit.
Pushed up. Yep.
But that's okay. Like that's still quicker, believe it or not.
Yeah, he is ripping times as quick as our leader right now. He got the memo. It's time to go. 22 in the bank. Yeah, he's coming.
All right, Spear doing a real nice job of the shifting, and I'm glad I seen it, Adam, because I didn't think anybody was doing it. But the 83 putting some shifts in here late. Maybe he's been doing it all race. I don't know. Let's go look at Rick Thompson, who's gotten around TJ Rogers. We'll see if we can see any shifting from him.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely think Rip is shifting too. Well, he didn't that lap, but he had the flames coming out the side like
But the flames will appear under braking, Adam. That's a false shifting sign or whatever. Braking will produce those flames.
Yeah, on entry, but when they shift in the center, you'll see the extra set of flames come out dead late.
All
and
right.
you see Rogers got real loose.
Herb Ashley on pit road, unexpected stop. He might be done. I think he is. Leal leading, Thompson second. I think he should go back to shifting if he was doing it. TJ Rogers hanging on to third. There's Jackson. Beller in fifth. Aber, Ripka, and Spear. Spear's last lap time, a 1:05, so we'll see if he can improve on this lap.
And you see Lance has started to move up to that real high line again. Looks like his car is not driving the way he wants it for sure.
I don't think any of them are. I'm noticing coming off of 4. The car looks like it's resisting the release towards the wall, Adam. That's like a twisted suspension or something. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. But you see, Darren Bruce right there, I can't say enough about him tonight. Fell through the back, almost all the way to like 13th, 14th place in the first run. And look at him here in the top 10 right now. That's a pretty good comeback from this, not being as comfortable as he needed to be early in this race tonight.
And he's definitely shifting. I heard that downshift. So this is where the improvement's coming from. So late shifters making late moves here with 18 to go. Tom Ashley, great night for him again. He showed well here this evening, up 5 spots in the top 10. How about Tom Ashley, Adam?
Yeah, Tom Ashley, like I said earlier, new scheme, new drive. He's had a quiet night but clean car. He's kept it in the top 10 most of the night.
Doing nice. Right behind him, Dibble up 17 spots in 11th. Trying desperately to grab a top 10. I mean, he's already going to be the big mover on the night if he can maintain, but he's looking for a little bit more if he can get it.
I wonder if that means free double dogs for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Dibble dog, you got to get him, though. You got to catch him in the car and get him. I could see through the windshield. He was working that wheel a little bit there.
Yeah, and he's been, I don't know, he's been putting in the time, that's for sure. I mean, he's definitely shown improvement this season, and it's good to see.
And that's the key, isn't it, Adam? I mean, we talk a lot about it, but if you don't put in the laps, you cannot expect to improve. If you do, it's a certainty. You will improve.
Yeah, he is, you know, that's a true testament from where he came from, you know, when I started running in this series with them, and I know you broadcasting, I mean, he's definitely grown as a driver, leaps and bounds, that's for sure.
Bear putting heat on Beller here. This battle for 5th position. You see Beller really working it there, brushing the wall. Oh, and he's sideways. Bear chases it down the track. He's got to hold on to it. He'll lose a car length or two there. Meanwhile, Spear has caught Lance Ripka. I mean, this is impressive here. The 83 late. He's coming. Jorge Leal still running fastest on the track and leading this race. So Jorge Leal doing Jorge Leal things up there. You got Beller.
His gap has actually grown the last couple laps from watching the timer.
Yeah, I think this is the point in the race where he's usually got the best stuff left. You see Bear trying to stay down low, get a good run off the corner, trying to catch Beller. Ripka trying to hold off Spear. These are two main battles out on the track. Torgerson in a battle with Tony Ratliff as well, as Torgerson tries to salvage something. He's currently in 14th.
Yeah, you know, we haven't really talked about this since you got the camera on Spear. It seems that his streak of DNFs has come to a end right now. He's been having some good races, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last couple of months, I think his luck finally turned the corner, and I think it goes hand in hand with he's come more, you know, with his qualifying. He's up there and he's racing a little bit harder. I just think that the whole, you know, I think he's improved a great deal in that regard, and you kind of make your own luck at him, and he's making good luck these days.
Yeah, he's really giving it a ride. I mean, he's closing the gap up on Ripka right now.
Yeah, that's our points leader, Lance Ripka, the 83, really working on him here. This will not be easy, but if he maintains what he's doing, he should get to him and be able to pass. The strength of the shift was right there. Exit of 2, middle of 2, exit of 2 is where all that works.
And you see that Bear is giving Beller everything he can handle right now. He is all on the back bumper.
Wow, Bear back there fighting hard. Beller doing a great job holding him off so far. Down to the inside goes Bear, pushes him up the track just a little bit. And now Bear trying to get under it, can't. Behind him, Ripka with a little wiggle. Was that enough for Spear to get to him?
It looked like Spear just wasn't quite close enough to capitalize.
I love the way he's getting those tires down to those rumble strips down there. The Toad Man trying to do something late here. He's now back up to 12th as he's gotten around Tony Ratliff. How about the Toad Man's ride? He's picked up 9 spots here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say between both Tony and Toad Man, Todd, has had a really consistent race, and what a rebound from the wreck that Grandpa Ratliff was in. I mean, I thought he could have been done, for the amount of damage he had, but good rebound for him and great run for Todd tonight.
Yeah, great job by both drivers dealing with their own sets of circumstances. Here we got 2 battles still going on. A-Bear dives down to the bottom, looks underneath. Beller throws it in a little harder. He'll hold them off. Behind them, Spear trying to close in on Ripka. Oh, he's got a good run. Did not quite enough, though.
Yeah, but he's definitely closing that gap slowly but surely.
He's got to make a move, Adam. I don't know. It's very, very difficult to make one here. And the spot to do it is to get position off of 2 into 3. He can't quite do it. Jorge Leal leading, 5 to go. Thompson second, Rogers third. Jackson back in 4th, about 4 seconds back. Then it's Beller and A-Bear still going at it for 5th.
Yeah, this has been these 2 battles back to back right here.
Oh no, Darren Bruce, pit road. Darren Bruce is coming in. What in tarnation has happened? He must be out of gas. That's
yes.
Darren, notorious gas guzzler.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but I was wondering how long, the shifting does make a difference. It does burn more gas.
And meanwhile, A-Bear has gotten around Eric Beller. James A-Bear up into 5th. Wow. Spear is still working on things. Let's get a look at that pass and see how James A-Bear got in front of Beller. Beller looks like he blew the corner a little bit here. That gave him the inside lane to A-Bear. And they both were a little loose off the corner, but Beller more so. A-Bear gets the spot.
Yeah, that was a textbook pass right there. And I mean, Spear is getting there. He's just running out of time.
Yeah, he might be running out of tire too. Good turn there. Can he get a run? Spear, he does. Can he hold on to it, chasing it down the track? I don't know. Does not look like he gained. Nah, he lost there.
That one. Yeah. He had to run, but that slip on the exit, that just got him. And just now we're watching Leal. He's been on cruise control the last couple laps. He's extended his lead out a little bit too.
Yeah, Leal doing a nice job. Our battles. Beller lost A-Bear there, so I don't think he'll catch him. Spear taking one more shot at Buckshot here. Meanwhile, Jorge Leal coming around to grab the white flag. It'll be 1 to go here in the Gateway 225. We stay with this battle for a moment to see if he can get close. Spear looking to get one last run, snugging up there. He'll head down into 1. If he can't get it done here, it'll be over, Adam. He's got to get a mammoth run off this corner.
He tried to get the air on that nose, but Lance is going to have to run on the exit.
Meanwhile, Leal coming out of 4, the 51, the Black Rifle car will come home with the victory here at Gateway. Rick Thompson a stellar second place, TJ Rogers in third, Jackson fourth, Abear fifth, Beller, Ripka will hold off Spear for seventh, Tom Ashley with a solid top 10, and George Dibble, our big mover, will finish inside the top 10, up 18 spots. There is your race winner, another one in the victory books for Jorge Leal. He outplayed him here tonight. He outthought him and he outperformed him on pit road, Adam. Adam? All right.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal race, man, and he's getting it.
Jorge Leal burning them down. What a job. I mean, you know, the race was spaced out. Gateway, a tough track here. But it's a war out there with man versus machine, even at home with these sim rigs. And Leal persevered. You know, I always think of us for getting a little bit older, Adam, and the pains that these things cause. I mean, there would be literal crying at the end of this race.
Oh, yeah. I know that us older guys got the ailments as George walks the dog down the front stretch, and he's doing a pretty good burnout. It almost looks reminiscent of what Zillage did last night.
There you go. Much like Zillage of 51, winning a lot these days. Right now, let's go to commercial break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Leal and others. Beautiful looking ARCA cars back here at World Wide Technology. Usually we call Gateway, and maybe that's inappropriate. Adam, you think we should start calling it World Wide Technology?
No, I like Gateway better.
Okay, he does like Gateway, or some version thereof. Jorge Leal, your winner, with Rick Thompson. Let's look over our race results here and show some of the others here who, you know, 11th, Tony Ratliff. Talk about persevering. I mean, a wreck early in that race, damage in that car. Great job. Gilly, a great finish. Torgerson held on. Buskirk, Hunt, Fleming, Bruce back in 17th. Claus Williams, 18th. Those two a little shocking with where they were at one time. And, of course, you have some others like Paul Travis, Nick Barese, Michael Ottaviani. Some tragedy in this race, Adam.
Yeah, that was bad luck for him. And, you know, he's got to shake it. He's got speed, but, you know, he's got to get past that. But, yeah, good run for the top five tonight. That was some guys needed it, and I definitely think this points battle is going to definitely change up a little bit.
Well, we'll get a look at that in a bit, but we turn our attention to the 72. TJ Rogers finishing third place here tonight. Congratulations, TJ.
Thanks, Dean. That was a tough race, tough track. It was good, clean racing, though. It was a lot of fun.
Man, it is tough. Let's start with that. I mean, you know, I'm telling the people at home, you know, this is, you know, we're not sitting here with little toy wheels. This thing takes a toll on the body. This was a long, demanding race here tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, if you missed your marks the least little bit, you paid the price big time. It was brutal.
It was. Now, something I've seen, TJ, a couple of times out of you, You know, we've learned that you're not really burning your stuff up. You're not going to fade to 10th or 20th place or anything like that. You're going out a little bit hard, but it seems like there's maybe a 5 or 10 lap thing where you seem to get tight or something, and then you just stay there. You don't fade any further. Is this just a matter of cooling the tires down, of maybe missing your marks a few times? Just talk a little bit about that.
Well, the first run, I felt like I did real well. I mean, I was trying not to gap too much between George and Rick. I mean, I think we all stayed pretty even there. And I felt like they were catching me and I wasn't going to fight them. So I just let them go around me. I didn't want to burn my stuff up. But after that pit stop, I just made a huge mistake. I came out and ran balls to the wall for them 3 laps to try and gap them as much as I could, being that I pitted first. So I was trying to make a little bit of time up on them. And I scorched my tires, which was a bad idea. The first 3 or 4 laps are huge on tires. And then got caught behind a couple lap cars and just paid the price. It was my own foolish mistakes.
Well, you sound a lot like me, TJ. I'm self-aware. I know I'm a fool. I make some foolish mistakes, but man, I've been impressed. I mean, watching you race after race around the front, around, these top three and never losing it. I mean, first talk about the competition. There really is no room for error here, is there?
Oh no, I mean, there really isn't. I mean, if you make one little bobble, I mean, there's someone right there. You're in the top five in this league, racing in the top five. You miss your marks, and you're done. I mean, you have to be consistent. You have to be steady. There's some great competition in this league.
Well, speaking about being steady, we look ahead now. Look at Bristol Motor Speedway. How you feeling about that, TJ?
I hate concrete. Everybody knows I hate concrete.
Is this because of a job you once had, TJ?
No, I just there's for some reason I cannot save tires on a concrete track to save my life.
Well, that's interesting. Let me give you a tip, TJ. Stay in a groove. Don't cross grooves. It'll eat those tires up. No high to low action.
Yeah, it just for some reason concrete. I have one concrete track I do well on is Nashville Super Speedway. Other than that, the rest of them I suck hind tit.
Well, I'm with you on the pit road side. If it's concrete on pit road, I'm likely going through my stall. But TJ, you're better than I am. You're finishing top three all the time. We love what we're seeing from you, man, and I can't wait to see you in victory lane tonight. It's an impressive third place finish. Congratulations, and we'll give you the mic, brother. Anybody want to share it out?
I appreciate y'all broadcasting the races. Of course, all of our league admins and all the competitors in this league. It's just from top to bottom, top-notch drivers all the way through this league. You can't beat it anywhere on the service. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my teammates, Eric Beller, Todd Gilly. Great guys, great teammates. Our sponsors, Kailu Glass, East Coast Web Printers, and Alive Church. Couldn't do it without all those guys. And we really appreciate you guys putting on a great broadcast for us.
All right, Adam. That was T.J. Rogers, number 72, with a third place finish tonight.
Well, Dean, I've called down here the second place driver, Rick Thompson, man. I know you had a great car, but I got to ask before we get into this interview. Tell us about that lap traffic. Do you think that was the difference in this race?
Uh, Honestly, I feel like I lost it on pit road. I think George just got out, went through his pit and got out a lot quicker than I did because I went in front of him, and when I came out, he was 2 seconds in front of me, and then TJ just made it. It was so difficult getting around TJ that I really felt like George and I had pretty comparable speed through the whole run. I feel like I probably would have had something for him if I could have stayed close enough to him. But, it's just so hard to get to pass around here and get a good run off, and you're trying to manage the tires and the fuel and everything else. These guys are all so fast here that, man, I'm happy with second. I feel a little disappointed because I feel like maybe I had an actual shot to win this thing tonight. But yeah, it's the lap traffic. You know, they it is what it is. Everybody's got to deal with it, so it is fine.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. Did you, how were your tires when you got around, TJ? Did you burn them up or did you have to regroup or did you have to start shifting? That was one thing that we kept looking in y'all's cars and we didn't really see anybody shifting. Did that ever come across your mind tonight?
Yeah, I practiced shifting just to see if maybe it was going to be an advantage or not. And honestly, like when I was shifting, it didn't really add a whole lot to the speed. It just maybe helped on your corner exit. And if you did it and happened to do it at the wrong time, it really upset the car. And so, yeah, I mean, I burned up a lot trying to get around TJ. It was pretty tough to get around him. And by the time I got around him, I had burned up so much that I was keeping up with Dean. I mean, not with Dean, with with George. I was keeping up with George, but just wasn't being able to make up any time at that point. And he had, I think, one lap newer tires than I did at that point too. So like I said, at that point, I kind of felt like it was what it was. I just was hoping maybe he was going to run into some lap traffic, slow him down a little bit, or maybe, you know, have a slip up and get a little loose off the corner and maybe give me a chance to catch some draft off of him because you did get a little bit of draft on the straightaways. But yeah, tires were pretty spent by the time I got around TJ.
Well, on that note, it's still a good run for you tonight, and it's a good points night for you. And I'll give you the mic to give you shout outs to your sponsors and stuff, and congrats on that second place run.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Adam. Yeah, I just want to, thank Live Church for sponsoring this series, East Coast Web Printers, and Caillou Glass for also sponsoring the league. Wind Tunnel TV, you guys put on a great show. Thanks to my wife for letting me come out here and race, take a couple hours to do this. To my teammates, I had my dad actually spot for me a little bit, and then I just want to also give out a special shout out to a fellow league member, Jason Ratliff. They just had a baby, so I just want to say congrats to him. I know he's spending time with his wife and his newborn child, and so I know he couldn't be out here tonight, but shout out to him. Hopefully I know everything's going good with them, so congrats to him. I just wanted to say that, but thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, that's your second place finisher, Rick Thompson, tonight, Dean.
All right, with a little shout out to the rifleman and his new baby. That's always awesome. Other thing that's awesome, winning races, and that's the 51. Jorge Leal back in victory lane. Congratulations, George.
Appreciate it, Dean.
So tough, demanding track. A few of you seem to really separate yourself from the field. And quite frankly, we didn't know who was best, at least for a very long time. How were you feeling during the first long run, George?
Honestly, I felt like I was just trying to hold on. I knew Rick was better than me. I think most, if not all, of that run. And then when I got around TJ, which I knew he would be good on the short to the, he was actually good a lot longer than I thought he was. But once I got around him there, I slid a little bit, heated my right rear up, and Rick got right around me.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about it in the booth, how important it is not to do that, George, because if you do it once, fine. You do it twice, 3 times, now you've got a condition. So it really was about, it's so hard at Gateway, trying to hit those marks every lap and getting those exits down and not spinning those tires. I mean, long race, George. How was it trying to stay focused through the whole thing?
It was pretty tough for me. I felt, 3 and 4 is a fairly simple corner. It kind of reminds me of Phoenix a little bit, how it's flat and you just got to keep your, roll your throttle nice and smooth all the way around. But 1 and 2 is pretty tough. I can never get a rhythm there. I was just searching middle, low. I just couldn't get anything that felt good.
Well, we were so surprised. I mean, me and Adam ran a lot at Gateway, and we didn't see, amongst our leaders in particular, the shifting. So no shifting here, George. I mean, that's something that helps you get in a rhythm in 1 and 2. I always think.
Yeah, I probably should have tried a little more. I tried it twice during the race in that first run, and it didn't really seem like it was going to help me much. But I may have been shifting at the wrong points because I know when you do find a track where you can shift at, it's really important on where you shift. But I just didn't practice it enough.
How was the car rolling? I mean, I assume that it was rolling okay through the center. That's usually what facilitates people shifting. Is it just it's not rolling, it's not turning over, you know? So how was the car overall tonight?
It was pretty good for me in 3 and 4. The first run, my tires were dead even. So, but 1 and 2, just like I said, just felt terrible for me. Like, you had to almost stop it in the middle of the corner to get it to rotate. So, maybe a late shift and an early upshift, maybe that would have helped a little bit, but I just didn't practice it enough.
Now we come down to pit stops after that first run, and you know I think you were the last one in of the top three there. How important was that for you to not only get in last, but come out second, I believe?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to run it out of gas. I don't know if y'all saw me hit the wall with I don't know, 10 laps to go in that first run, but apparently I need to practice clutching more too. I was trying to see if I could get one extra lap, but yeah, I hit the wall. Luckily, it didn't do any damage, but once the 76 called his pit, I knew I had like a lap and a half left to fuel, so that worked out pretty good. And I just tried to make up as much time as I could. I knew there was a lot to be made up on entry specifically, so I thought I'd got a pretty decent entrance there.
Well, I shift our attention now to Bristol, George. How you feeling about that?
I love Bristol, but the only problem is pretty much everybody loves Bristol. So there's a lot of guys that are good there. It makes for a fun race. Definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, us as well. Can't wait for it. You put on a show tonight, though. Basically, winning it through great pit stops, great hitting your marks, and consistency. That's what Gateway demands. That way, so you did. You get the win. Congratulations, and we'll turn it over to you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that. And I feel you're 100% accurate on that. I wasn't anything special, just consistent, and I felt like that pit stop really did help me. But shout out to you guys. Appreciate you doing the broadcast. All the sponsors, Alive Church, East Coast Web Printers, and Kylie Glass. Big shout out to Rick and Travis. It was a good race there with them, and I'll echo what Travis said, what Rick said about the Ratliff family, and congratulations to all them.
All right, Adam. We got ourselves a winner in Jorge Leal, and we got ourselves a winner in Jason Ratliff at home as well.
That's right. Congratulations to the rifleman, and just saw a picture of her, and she is a precious, precious little girl.
Well, isn't that lovely? Love hearing that. It was quite a night here, Adam, and I'll give you one chance, Adam, because I know you're itching. Don't you wish you were on the track here tonight?
I do, but I enjoy calling a race as well. So yeah, I could have I've gone either way with it.
All right. What for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Adam the Bulldog Newton, that is going to wrap it up here from World Wide Technology, known as Gateway. And we'll see you right here.